Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Nidecker Sensor Pro. This board features good old-fashioned traditional camber, so from contact point to contact point you have that arc of traditional camber that's going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive from this board. This board is available in 154, 158, and 162. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a sunny bluebird day that had firm to sometimes brick groomers before they softened up and became a little bit creamy. Yeah, chop, chunder, even a little bit of slush later in the day, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Now it's a park board and it's a slightly stiffer one, so it's past middle of the road, but you have this immense sweet spot in the nose and the tail. Like, you can really flex into it. Between the feet, the torsional flex is there, but it's not so abundant that you're forcing yourself to really twist it to get it to engage. It does have a good response to it, so when you do start to ankle steer with it, you're gonna notice that there's a little bit of fight, but it's not a crazy amount. And when it comes to stability, yeah, you're gonna get some chatter out in the tips, and that might slightly resonate back underfoot. It's not that bad, but the midsection of this board is very smooth and stable. It cuts through crust and chop with ease. You don't have to worry about it. It stays on top of everything. If you know how to load up traditional camber, you're gonna have a great time with this board because it's got a solid rebound, so it snaps and it gets you in the air. If you don't know how to load up camber and get pop out of it, it's time to learn. You know who you are. You're watching this right now, sinner. So when you do load this up, you go back on the tail, it pops, it gets you in the air. You're gonna be able to boost a side hit, launch a roller, ollie over a family of fat skiers that are in the middle of the run that all fell down for some apparent reason. Whatever, you're gonna be able to get it in the air. When it comes to jumps, small, medium, large, no problem with it. This board sails into the air. You can load it up, pop off the lip, you're gonna go a little bit higher and a little bit further, or you can be laid back, let the lip do the work, let the compression of the transition shoot you. Either way, this board wants to be in the air. This is what it is actually designed for. I don't know where we're at in the middle of this review. Maybe we're not even in the middle. I'm not the one editing this, but have you remembered to click like? Have you subscribed? Have you clicked the bell to get those notifications? Why not, you heathen? Do it. I dare you. So you have those sweet spots in the nose and the tail, and they are immense. They're very easy to engage. You can roll back on the tail and it will activate. You can roll forward on the nose. Personally, I prefer to pop into my stuff, and when you do, you notice that it sets down like landing gear and then it locks and it holds. You want to get sideways with this thing. You don't have to worry about it. Overall, this board will swizzle and sizzle, especially when you're out there cruising a blue groomer. When it comes to jibbing, it's the exact same thing. Slow, fast, it doesn't matter. It's gonna lock into a nose or a tail press, hold to the end of the feature, and then snap out to get you over the landing or the rut or that stupid fat little skier kid that fell in the landing. Timmy, why were you in the park again? I don't know why Timmy was in the park. Does this kid even have parents? I don't know. Anyways, when you go sideways, it is stiffer, so it's not really gonna do a deep aggressive cradle. It's also not so stiff that it's doing a balance board act. It kind of just sets down and then slightly caresses the feature, but it's not gonna have a problem sliding steel or Lexan because some people slide boxes still. Boxes are horrible, don't ride boxes. This board can rip a turn, that's for sure. So at the front contact point, it guides you and locks in under your front foot, and then it steers more from the center back through the tail. So basically what that means is you're gonna be getting a lot of power from the center of the board back through the tail. That's gonna slingshot you through the turn, and the more you push into it, the more you're gonna get out of it. So this is a deck that you can leave a deep aggressive carve trench with if you want to. Just understand there are some limitations to it. If you push it as hard as you possibly can, it's probably gonna kick out on you. You tone it down about a notch or two, not gonna be a problem. You're still gonna be able to lay it over. Short, tight, quick carves come with power. Medium, mellow carves come with power. This board, in case you haven't caught on, has a lot of power when it's on edge. It really sets, it really grips, and it really drives hard. Rider in mind. So who is this board for? It's for the aggressive park rider that wants some camber in their life. You know who you are. Yeah, you like camber. Do you like what we're doing over here? You want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. So overall, this board actually felt slightly softer than the Sensor Team, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But it was consistent. This just felt like a good old-fashioned twin cambered snowboard that you knew how to ride. And Nidecker knows how to build snowboards. I mean, they've been doing it for decades. They own over half the snowboard industry. They keep growing. This is a very solid high-end freestyle board. If you're looking for a traditional cambered twin, this is one that I would really recommend. This thing was awesome to get on. That sweet spot was consistent for doing presses and butters, especially in the nose and the tail. But it still had that power you want, and it's good to just get on a board that has this type of flex, this type of camber to it, this amount of pop, and you just know what you're gonna get. It's consistent and it's awesome, and more people should probably ride something like this. Comparable boards: the Salomon Huck Knife Pro, the K2 Hypnotist, the Capita Outsiders. Binding recommendations: the Nidecker Kaon Plus, the Union Force, the K2 Edition. This has been my review of the Nidecker Sensor Pro. If you're looking for some bindings for it, why don't you check out one of the reviews for one of the recommended ones I just talked about. Why? Because it's going to be a good matchup to this board.